Hi, I'm Cobi Jones, and welcome to Cobi's Corner. I'm hanging out here at the StubHub Center with Mr. Landon Donovan. We're going to spend a little time right before the season opener for the LA Galaxy, just a few days out. So welcome, Landon, and first off, happy birthday.
Thank you, sir. I'm almost as old as you now.
Oh, 29? How old are you now?
32.
32, still a young man in the game. MLS season starting out for you, just a couple of days away. And right now, you're only one goal off being the MLS all-time leader in goals scored. How does that feel?
As you know, when you get into this mode of the season starting, you're sort of just focused on the game and what's coming about, because every day is about Salt Lake, Salt Lake, Salt Lake. What are we going to do to prepare? So you don't really think about it, but it gets brought up, and then it comes back into my mind. So I'm not going out onto the field trying to do anything different or dramatic to try to score a goal. If it happens in the game, great, but I have to focus on what's going on the field.
We look at the national team and we also look at the LA Galaxy. You've kind of moved position over your career. Now it seems like you're going to be a midfielder, especially with LA, with the acquisitions that they picked up. What's your frame of mind going into that? How do you feel about that change?
I'm comfortable with it. I played a little bit with the national team there. I've played all of preseason with the Galaxy there, so I'm confident that it's going to go well. I'm getting more and more comfortable with the little ins and outs of how it works and what I need to do. At the end of the day, I'm on the field trying to do the same things. Maybe defensively my role changes a little bit, but as far as the attacking stuff, it's the same.
Very important year, World Cup year. I've been there, you're there, so you're still there right now. Prepping for this World Cup, how do you go about that with that? The aspect of, you've got this long 8 to 9 month season with MLS, but also within there, you've got the World Cup to prepare for. Now, you've done this a few times, but going into this World Cup, how are you managing both of these?
I've learned to compartmentalize really well. Of course, everyone's thinking about it. It's in your face everywhere you look. There's a countdown to Brazil, all this stuff. So it's obvious that that's a priority for a lot of people. But at the end of the day, while my Galaxy teammates and coaches and the club here is happy for us if we make it, they don't really care what goes on until July, because they want you to do well here. So we have to be able to focus on this now, and that's my objective, that's my goal. And fortunately, I've been through it a few times, so I can sort of set that aside, do the work here, and then be excited for that later.
Does that entail taking it easy at times, scaling back a little bit when you need to?
Well, I don't think Bruce would be too happy about us scaling back. We're all human beings, right? So I've always played in a way where I want to make sure that I'm at 80 or 90% over 40 games a year, as opposed to 100% for 10 games and then being hurt for 30 games. That doesn't help anybody. So there's going to be games in there where you're at 100%, you feel great, but you've got to be smart in how you manage things, and this will be no different. But I'm not going to play any differently because there's a World Cup coming. I mean, that's as you know, that's when you get hurt, when you step back a little bit. So you got to just kind of keep your pedal to the floor and keep going.
When we look at the game and how you've played, over the time, do you think that it's been too much, too much criticism in the aspect of your game?
It's part of the territory. So I've played in a lot of games where I haven't played well and I score a goal and everyone thinks I'm the greatest and you're the hero. And I mean, you've been through that too. And there's other games where I actually play really well, and then people send me articles where people are saying I was the worst player on the field, and I'm thinking, how is this possible? So it comes with the territory. It's all part of it. I'm pretty honest with myself, so I analyze myself pretty well after a game. I know when I haven't had a good game, and I can't control I can't control criticism. Right. I can't control praise. I can't control all that. I can control how I play, and I think early in my career it was too much of this up and down every game, and I think I've gotten a lot better at just being more consistent.
How do you always find a way to be at the right place at the right time to score the winning goal, be it a national team, World Cup team? What do you attribute that to? Because you're always there.
A big part of my game has always been my fitness, and so a lot of times I'm able to make an extra run at the end of the game. And again, it's nowadays at 32, I can't run 100% for 90 minutes. I won't make it. I might make 60 minutes and I'm going to be dead for 30 minutes. So I might go 80 or 90% most of the game, throw in a few 100% sprints, but I have to sort of manage how I go through that, and that gives me ability to still be able to make a play at the end.
When you started, way back in the days, San Jose. 5 MLS Cups, correct? Potentially 4 World Cups. Is this something that you could imagine, I mean, at that time, and being in LA to boot?
Well, I mean, this is going to sound crazy, but the only soccer I watched growing up was when you guys were playing some of your national team games. I remember you, I remember Alexi. I didn't know much about the game. There was no MLS, so I couldn't have dreamed of ever playing professionally like that. I could have just barely dreamed of playing in a World Cup. So when I think about it that way, not only have I come a long way, but the sport has come such a long way, and it's cool to be a part of. I mean, you paved the way for guys like us who now make it. We make it able for other guys, younger guys coming up, Josie Altidores, those kind of guys to make it, and it's a cool progression that we've all been through. And as you get towards the end of your career, I think you see it more clearly.
The break, that everyone calls it, the break that you took. We heard a little bit about it, but what did that give you? Was that like a boost of energy now? Was there ever a concern maybe that you wouldn't be back with the national team? I mean, we saw after you came back, it was like a new you.
I just hit the reset button, and I think a lot of people probably struggle with this in their lives, whether you play soccer or you're a teacher, or a doctor, or a fireman, or whatever. You hit a point where we just need a break, and we've unfortunately developed this society where we glorify working hard. You know, people be like, he was the first one in the locker room and the last one to leave, and that's or the first one in the office, and he's there till 8 p.m. and everyone says, oh, what a hard worker. But I'm not so sure that's the best thing if you lose balance. So I needed a little balance in life. I needed to get away, and for me, it was the best thing I could have done.
The import of the CONCACAF Champions League to you, to MLS, to the Galaxy. Is this the time? Is this the time for the LA Galaxy to possibly win this?
We feel like it is. I think in the past we weren't quite there, but now we have, in every position, we have guys with experience, that have played huge games, guys that have been through this tournament now, who know what this is like, playing Mexican teams, what all that is like. So we have all the pieces, and there's no excuses now.
If it all ended tomorrow, what would you want people to know about Landon Donovan? What would your legacy be on and off the pitch? What would you want them to remember you for?
I think people don't understand what we go through to do this for so long. And I remember watching at the end of your career when I was here, and how much work you put in just to get yourself ready every day to get out just to training. And I think people think that we just show up at Saturday night at StubHub Center Field and like, oh, everything's great and all right, but there's so much work that goes into it. There's so much work when you leave training, you go home, you got to take care of your body, you're hydrating properly, you're eating properly, you're keeping your legs up. So I hope people understand how hard we've worked to do it for this long. Some guys come in and do it for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and then you never hear of them again. To do it this long is very difficult, and hopefully I was a good teammate and worked hard, and people can appreciate that.
And these are some questions from some fans just really quickly that they put out there. Yeah, so you can answer these really quick. Which MLS championship was the most important to you?
I guess the first one, because it was so unexpected with that team in San Jose.
Who did you beat in that one?
I forget.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Someone in this room looks familiar.
Yeah, we'll skip that one. All right. This one is kind of a repeat, but how important do you see winning the CONCACAF Champions League?
I think it's vital to our league. This team obviously carries the torch in MLS, and we want to continue doing that. If our league can win this tournament and show well in the Club World Championship, that'd be huge.
Mm-hmm. Real Madrid or Barcelona?
Barcelona.
All right. EPL ever again?
I highly doubt it. I'm happy here. I obviously signed a new deal last year. I never say never, but it's hard to see that.
This one's actually from a teammate of yours. Why do you keep getting caught relieving yourself on Mexican pitches?
Listen, it's not my fault I have a small bladder. I was born that way, and I take care of myself. I hydrate well, so you hydrate well, you're going to have to go to the bathroom.
Last one, do you ever foresee a day that you can live down the drinking fountain pitcher? but I can't talk. I can't talk.
Hey, you're there too. I hope they're not showing a picture of this right now in the background. No, but you know what? When you're young, you make dumb mistakes.
All right, Landon Donovan, thanks for coming to Cobi's Corner. Appreciate it.
Thank you.